Good morning, everybody. It is 12 minutes after 11, and I am the Old Humble guy. I'm speaking quietly for no good reason. I don't know why I'm the only one here. I can literally yell in my own shop if I want to. King of my castle, master of my domain, all that other Seinfeld shit. Cheers and salutations. Welcome to my shop. It's another day in the life behind the scenes. We're doing a few things today. Specifically one thing we're doing today is getting our straight whiskey through the bottling machine and into bottles so that I can cork seal and label those bottles. I'll also be transferring a barrel into one of my black barrels here. You can't see them. For proofing. Let's just get into it. I'll talk about it when it's time. Cheers and salutations. Be there in a minute. It's the title theme panel for the title of what the fuck am I trying to say? The theme song of the show. There we go, kids, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages. Welcome to the party. I am the Old Humble guy. This is my shop. I've given you walkthroughs before. You've seen it, you know it, you love it. But today we're focused right here on our little bottling machine. A little dusty here on top. We're focused on the bottling machine today because I got to get those bottles from over here. We're putting this whiskey in those bottles. Those now. Curse of being a small turnkey operation is everything has to turn in order for the keys to work. So I've got to actually move everything. But that's not a problem. We'll get things moving. Why didn't you have this done before you started the show, whiskey guy? Shut up. That's why. Don't make me use the back of my hand on you, kid. Not that I would. I'm a nice guy. That's what they always say, right? Love makes you do crazy things. I really do love you. That's why I hit you. That's what they say. That's how you know an abuser. They lie. That's all I'm going to say about that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. See if we can get this shit. But I won't have to move the tables. This isn't going to work. Not enough space. Which is odd because space is infinite. At least to the best of our modeling and understanding. Space is infinite. But I can do this. Well, y'all have no idea what's going on because I have not turned the camera around, have I? Anybody joining us yet? Live chat. Cheers. Nobody's watching, so it's fine. So you may have noticed, you may not have noticed. Hard to notice something that's not there. We did not do a quest for 100K. The quest for 100K this morning. It's normally prescribed time zone of 10-ish in the morning on a Monday. Kind of setting up the week, setting up the strategy. Because I just didn't get it done today. I just didn't. No excuse. I just didn't. I was in the midst of an allergy fit. Did not sleep well. I'll come on tonight and I'll do it tonight. as part of teeing up my schedule for the week for happy hours. Everything is hard to do. Nothing is easy ever. Even easy things are hard to do sometimes. All right, so here are the bottles. Should be coming into frame momentarily. Yep. That over there. Well, first things first, I got to make sure I have power to my computer. I do. Cheers, Lone Star. Welcome to the party, man. I got to make sure I have my camera working since I lost power. Power on. We are back once again live. See if I can get that camera properly. There it is. Hey, everybody. All right, so just over here to my left, you can't see it yet because I had to knock the power cord down. I have a big damn pallet of bottles, and I'm about to grab the pallet and get it in position so that we can bottle up some damn whiskey. So, y'all may have noticed, may not have noticed, I don't know what you pay attention to. We do a lot of bottling here. You haven't seen a lot of distillation here. There's a reason for that. One, the distillation that we're doing is in small batches. But also the whiskey that we're getting orders for right now are the whiskey that we have from our mostly sourced products. Which means, and it's mostly sourced because we just simply don't have the volume for the stuff that we make to be able to fill orders. So we're focusing on this other stuff to fill shelves. Which is extremely important. You gotta have the shelves with your actual product on it. And it's kind of a market hack for small producers to start with sourced product until you get your operation fully set up and running. And we are still just a few weeks away. I've been saying this for a long time. We're still a few weeks away from getting our still up and running. It should be mid-April for me to get the plumbing in place. God damn, this knife is dull. Should be mid-April to get the plumbing in place. So that we could get the stills properly up and running. But that'll also get us our, not just the plumbing, but also our whatchamacallit, electrical or lighting and outlets and stuff in place over here on the public side of the distillery. The tasting room side. That's the word I'm looking for, not the public side. Tasting room side. Alright. And then once those pieces start to come together, slowly but surely, as they do. Alright, that's where I want that to stop. As those pieces start to come together, you'll actually see the full-on distillation process here at the little distillery that could. Now what I need is some clips. And what I have found works really, really well in this particular application is wire strippers. Audio is popping in and out and crackling. Well, let's see where this audio is coming from. The audio is coming from the camera. Maybe it's just over. All right, I'll keep an eye on it. Well, I thought these worked really well last time I used them. There we go. And they still work pretty well. Not great. There's better tools for this application, but it's fine. It'll do what I need it to do. I used to have a pair of fucking tinsmiths. But I don't know where they went. Beautiful. Don't ever let anyone tell you running a business is easy. I mean, there's harder things to do than running a business. But, I mean, there's always harder things to do. But this shit's not easy. I'd still rather be doing this than moving plates of steel and, oh shit, I'm not filtering my damn whiskey. Digging trenches or wiring houses in the middle of summer with no damn electricity. I'd much rather be doing this. I mean, if I had a choice, I did have a choice. If I had a choice, I'd rather be doing this than sitting at a desk, slowly dying one happy meal at a time. Which is why I chose this, because I would rather be doing this than sitting at a desk and dying one happy meal at a time. All right, but I need to move all of my weapons of commerce to another place real quick. All right, so I'm here behind the behind the scenes, tucked away behind the bottles there. Who's in the house? Freaking awesome. Yep. Yes, Lone Star, our Double Oak has hit shelves. It is not in Dallas, unfortunately. We've sold out Austin. We are in the process of selling out Houston. I've got 3 more stores to visit this month. Porter, Atascocita, and Kingwood, and all 3 of those stores will sell out when I'm there. I'm going to throw open this door because it's about to get hot in here. I'm going to take all my clothes off. I need to get a nice breeze going here. Come on, let the cat go get here. Bye. So I'm going to open up my doors. As y'all may have guessed, I don't do a whole lot of prep work before I start a stream. Unless it's my happy hour prep work. Now, this is raw behind the scenes footage. This is like, I didn't just get here. I've been here for an hour or 2 when I started the stream. But, oh yeah, thanks freaking awesome. Tell them what's up. Tell them hit that damn thumbs up button. If you just came through to visit, hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to talk about the 100,000 views challenge that I've given myself a little bit this afternoon. A little bit. Because it's something that I haven't advanced the ball much this month. I've confirmed that the activities I did last month were replicable this month. This month we've had a better month than we had last month as far as views go. It's my shop towel. This towel may look dirty, but that's because it is. I'm gonna get a cleaner towel. This is gross. This needs to go. This needs to go in the wash. Give me. This will work. Yeah, this will do. All right. This towel is black, so you can't tell if it's dirty or not. Now my bottles come in pallets of 1,080 bottles. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 9 by 15. 9 by 15 is 135. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 1,080 bottles to a pallet. That is 90 cases. So this 90 cases is going to be broken out between 32 more cases of straight whiskey, 36. 32 cases of straight whiskey, 32 cases of special reserve, and 36 cases of rye. But I need to check on one more thing before we get cranking. All right, kids. It's gonna get loud in here. It's gonna get loud in here between the. Thank you very much, freaking awesome. I believe today is going to be a good day. I am a eternal optimist when it comes to days in general. I prefer to look at the bright side of things. I have my expectations for the days. Even when days start off shitty, I don't let the day get away with dictating to me how my day is going to be. I am here. I am as the Irish would say, the author of my own fate. Or as, normal English American speaking people would say, the author of my own fate. While I do not believe wholly in free will, I think it's a myth. That would be a fun discussion to have on a happy hour talk, I think. The myth of free will. I do believe that we can draw our own path to a large extent. Our futures are determined by others in the societies that we are in. But we have agency to be able to write that path that we're on. Write the script by which our lives lead for us to follow. Largely, not entirely. Now we stand on the shoulders of giants so that we can see farther. We drive on roads that were built by others. We eat fruit that come out of orchards that were planted by others. To a large extent, our fates are drawn up by others, and we have the intelligence and good fortune of being born to the right people in the right place at the right time. Oh, prime the pump. Let's go. We're not drawing a suction. This isn't good. There we go. There we got it. Alright, so that is our filter, adding fresh whiskey to our previous batch of whiskey. Trust you can still hear. Yeah, I can. So there's background noise behind me, but you can still hear me as I speechify. So that's good. That's going to run for another, couple hours or so. But this batch of bottles here is the next 360 of them. So it's 135, 270. 300 and change will be right here. I'm going to get down to right about here with this next batch of whiskey. Today, the goal is to bottle up 240 bottles. Now, I will be at the Texas Whiskey Festival in a few weeks. I will have my special reserve and my straight rye entered into competitions at the event. I need that. I need my ladder. As I go up the ladder, climbing a different corporate ladder now than what I had been doing before. Anyway, so what I was saying before, I firmly believe in making the most out of every day. There are plenty of forces out there that will work against you having a good day, that will work against. It's not even working against your success. It's just working towards chaos. It doesn't give a shit about you, your day, your life, the people around you. The universe doesn't care. Nobody cares. Nothing cares. It's not even you versus the world. It's not even you versus everyone. It's just because people are on your side without question. You've got your tribe, you've got your crew, you've got your family, your friends, fans, the people who are looking out for you, and the people who are hoping to help you succeed. You've got all those people on your side, so it's not even you versus the world. But when it comes right down to it, it's like you versus entropy. It's your ability and desire and attempt to forge a path in the world versus the entire universe that just doesn't care that the path is there. You know, outside this door, there's a empty lot full of trees. It's beautiful out there. I kid you not. It's absolutely gorgeous. A little bit of bubbles in the line, but that'll clean itself up pretty soon. If I went out there, today, which one of these can I take a little sip? If I went out there today and literally forged a path, let's see if we can do this. Let's cut this panel here. Look over here. You see through those trees, right above that barrel, there's two trees. There's a medium-sized tree and a little tree right there. The branches kind of arch over each other. You can't really tell, it's kind of washed out. Well, you're just going to have to take my word for it. If I went out there today, literally, and cut a path between those two trees, because it looks, there's a deer trail there. There is a path. It's not a human path. If I chose to go out there and cut a path right through those trees and just go, by this time next year, that path would be gone. And not because the woods out there are working against me, just because the woods out there don't give a shit. They don't care. They just don't care. And that's the challenge in the world, where you have so many options, so many obligations, so many opportunities. The challenge is getting the world to even care. Why me? Why Old Humble? Why what we're doing versus what other people are doing? What makes us special? What makes us unique? What makes our property, our brand, our whiskey something you want to buy versus any other whiskey? Why us? Why me? Why? And that's the age-old question. That's the age-old problem. If you live in a world where everybody's special, then nobody's special. Or everybody's special in their own unique way. But then, still, nobody's special. Everybody's unique. You know, we live in a world of 85 million trillion zillion whiskeys. They're all special and unique in their own special way. Which means that none of them are special or unique in their own special way. They're all, you know, it's all different flavors, it's all just another good story, another good guy, another good brand, another good product. That's the age-old conundrum. And it is as eternal as the ages. Nobody, and it's the same conundrum with my quest for 1,000 views or 100,000 views for that matter, which really is a quest for 1,000 views in a month. And there's two ways to hack 1,000 views in a month. I could do 30 shows. Maybe I'll do that in April. Maybe I'll sit down and say, okay, April's the month that we're going to get 1,000 views a month this month. And I'll just do like 50 shows in April. Trying to do laundry. I feel you. We have a pile of laundry in our laundry room right now too. But that's the challenge. Yeah, it's never you versus the universe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's more like the way it is with anything. In the truest competition, the truest sense of competition, it's you versus yourself. It's what are you willing to get up and do? What are you willing to get up and work for? What are you willing to strive after? And you may never reach the heights of somebody else. And it doesn't matter. Because it's not you versus them. It's not you versus the universe. The universe doesn't, I've said this, and I'll keep saying it. The universe does not give a shit. It doesn't care about us. The world doesn't care if we have a good day. The universe doesn't care if we have a good week. The universe doesn't care if I get 1 million views on a video. The universe doesn't care if I launch my rye successfully. The universe doesn't care if I win a gold medal in a competition. The universe does not care. It's not me versus the universe. The truest competition is me versus myself. The only person preventing me from having a good day is me. The only person stopping me from success is me. Now, there's other factors, obviously. There's financing involved. There's time. There's knowledge. There's energy. There's ability. But, and this is why I don't fully accept the notion of free will. Not everybody can just go out and make Amazon. Not everybody is Jeff. Not everybody can just go out and do whatever. But you can be, God, I sound like an elementary school teacher. You can be the best you. You can be the best iteration of you today. And that's all you can really hope for, is that at the end of the day, when the ledger is read and you balance the accounts, you've done one stroke better than yesterday on the golf course. You've done one tip better. If on your YouTubes you've done one video better, you've done one click better, you've done one bottle better, you've done one step further. I mean, it sounds like a succession of motivational posters, but it's the God's honest truth. Nobody can run your marathon. Nobody can take the steps. Nobody can finish the miles on your behalf. You have to do it. You have to get up. You have to fight. You have to swing for the fences every fucking time. While you can have and you need people to be there to pick you up when you fall, at the end of the day, you're the one who has to get up. You're the one who has to. You're the one who has to brush the dust off your knees. You're the one who has to refix your hat, wipe off the wrinkles, clean yourself up. Sometimes it's bad, and you need other people to dust off the dust, wipe off the mud, and prop you up for a spell. You just need that sometimes. That's why we have our tribes. You know, people like Denzel Washington will tell you, it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up. Or it's true. It is how many times you get back up. But let's not forget that sometimes you fall so hard when you need help getting up. Sometimes you can. Sometimes there really are people pushing you down. Sometimes you need a tribe around you to pick you up and move you forward. And to help you recognize the roadblocks you need to get around because you're just not seeing them. But ultimately, at the end of the day, after they've picked you up and they've brushed you off and they've helped you out, you've got to take the steps. Nobody could run your marathon for you. Nobody can finish the race for you. Nobody can take the steps for you. You have to get up. You have to take the steps yourself. You have to swing for the fences. Until you get to the point where you can pay other people to do that shit for you. Nobody's ever become a billionaire by working hard. People become billionaires by getting other people to work hard for them. But you can certainly make yourself and others into millionaires by getting them to work for you and working for them. Nothing wrong with being a billionaire. As long as you help people along the way. And recognize that Every single time you got knocked down, you got up. But there was always somebody there to help you, coach you, guide you. Because there's always going to be somebody there to tell you you can't do it. There's always going to be somebody there telling you it's not worth it, it's too much work, it's too hard, too much effort. Sometimes that person is you telling you that it's too much work, too much effort, you've sacrificed too much, you're always on the road. But you gotta tell that person to shut the fuck up and put that person back in the closet, because that person ain't gonna help you. Dig a deep hole, put that person away. Then you put dirt inside that hole on top of that person, and you tell that person, fuck all the way off. Because you are the author of your own fate. Your day will be good if you want it to be. Your day will be shitty if you want it to be. And some of the most inspirational, some of the most horrifying, it's not a lot, some of the most horrifying shit came out of the Holocaust. And some of the most inspirational shit came out of the Holocaust too. Because these are people who are put into a hopeless situation. But when you read the stories of the people who choose to have hope in a hopeless situation, then all you need to do is sell one more thing, or DoorDash a couple of hours, and you get some plasma. And you're sitting there feeling sorry for yourself. Because it's hard. Like, bitch. Have some hope in a hopeless situation. You choose that. You choose that attitude. Nobody else chooses that attitude for you. Nobody sits down and talks you into being hopeless. And if you are not talked into it, you have chosen it. But if you have been talked into it, you can be talked out of it. And that's important to remember. I learned that lesson back in my evangelism days. Anything you can be talked into, you can be talked out of. And I'll say that again for the people in the back who weren't listening. Anything you can be talked into, you can be talked out of. That's important to remember. Because if somebody talks you into a shitty attitude, you can be talked out of a shitty attitude. And if nobody talks you into it, then you chose it yourself. And if you chose it yourself, then you can choose another attitude. And it's not easy to do, and it hurts to hear those words sometimes. It hurts for somebody to look at you and say, I think you just choose drama. And I don't know why you choose drama, but I think you just choose drama. If given the choice between drama and no drama, I think you choose drama. And sometimes it hurts to hear those words. But sometimes those words are extremely true. And if that's what you choose, that's what you get. That's like going to a buffet, getting a chicken, and being all like, oh my God, this is chicken. Well, yeah, chuckle fuck, you chose the chicken. What the fuck do you expect? You don't choose chicken and expect fish. That's the sign of insanity. Doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting a different outcome. Hat tip to Dave Ramsey, who is a nominally good financial advisor. He's a much better radio talk show host than he is financial advisor, though. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. Freaking awesome. I believe today is going to be a good day. It blesses me and my family, and my friends, and my tribe, my fans and supporters. I believe it. I don't know how it's going to be a good day, but I will choose when given the choice, and you always have the choice. That is a statement which was met with contention at one point from one of my former acquaintances from college. You always have a choice. Even when choices are taken away from you, and you don't have a choice, you always have a choice. You can choose dignity, you can choose hope. Even when your dignity has been taken away from you, or is being taken away from you, you can choose to be dignified, because they can't ever take that choice away from you. You can choose to be hopeful, and choose to hold your faith in something greater. Like I said, if you're ever talked into something, you talked out of it. Well, sometimes, say we all have a choice, good or bad. Sometimes we only have bad choices. And that is a horrific situation to be put in. The choices given to us by others are only bad choices sometimes. That is a reality of the universe, of the world that we live in. But even in a hopeless situation, you choose hope. You can choose that even if this is my last breath, I have hope for those that I have left behind, that my words will be remembered. I'm not here, though. Sorry about that. I'm not here to hear my voice. Gotta go to this side now. My arms aren't quite long enough to reach all the way across. Conveniently. One of the few blessings that I can count from being in a room with somebody for the last time is when they know the end is here. Well, when they have known the end was coming, they chose love over sadness. They chose hope over despair. And you know, we don't always get that chance to get the don't always get the chance to make our choices and have our choices. We don't always get that. But even in the face of doom, impending doom and failure, I can put my preacher voice on. Well, even in the face of Satan himself, when you stand up and face eternity, even in the face of eternal damnation, we can choose hope. Choose hope that'll save your soul. I can always go down with theatrics. This deer trail, yes, I have. Freaking awesome. I have traveled every single pathway that I know of. I grew up in this area. Back when I was a kid, this keeps overflowing. So we're going to knock this down from 27.1 to 27.6.5. Because I'm continuously... Alright, y'all can't see this over here, but what I've done is I've repositioned this little... I don't think you can see this. Yeah, so I have this little filter bob right here. And what that is it's a mesh filter inside that thing. And what it does is it's the last stop of filtration along the path. And it also has a little head of air in there. And if it's in the wrong position, the little bubble goes into that line, and it causes a little traveling bubble among these filler nozzles. But I've repositioned it so that the filter is more flat, so that the air bubble's not going in. So I'm getting a more consistent level. This one's a little bit low, but they're more consistent. And consistency is helpful because that speeds the process up a little bit. Anyway. I grew up in this area. I lived probably probably about 5 miles that way. No more than 10. And as a kid, I stomped through all these woods. I didn't go through these woods as much as I went through the woods around the house. But just about every trail back here that was an actual trail, I thought they don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. They go to a little clearing out there. And now the next lot over has been improved a little bit. So there's it's a clearing. There's like 3 continuous lots that are cleared up this road. And so a lot of the woods that we have back here are being claimed by development, but this way is still all woods. This way is still all woods. There's a housing development on either side, so we've got about 6 blocks to the right and left that are fully wooded. This was at one point a housing development that did not happen. About a mile this way, north-south, and about a half mile east-west of land that was set aside for development that did not get developed. This shop was built in 2015. No, I'll take that back. The shop was built in 2018. I'm sorry, the land was bought in 2018. The building was built in 2019. It was being built in 2019. We moved in May of 2020. I grew up around, we travel. Okay, so here's the, I was actually talking to my cousin about this. Freaking off, he says, I grew up around here and I haven't been everywhere. I've been everywhere around here. As a kid and as an adult, adventure is, I never really called it an adventure when I was a kid, but I would pack shit in the backpack and go out hiking and camping and spend my fair share of time, my fair amount of time out here in the woods. And mind you, this isn't backcountry Texas. We're in a suburb of it is master plan communities all around us. Some less master planned than others, some more master planned than others. But about 100 yards or so to the north over here, it's Farm to Market Road 1960, right over there. So 1960 is a major six-lane highway. Four more bottles right over here. 1, 2. All right. It's a major. What I'm saying is we're in civilization. We're not on the edge of the map anywhere around here. But I've probably spent a month of Sundays in these woods, spending the night in tents, and hell, me and a couple of buddies of ours, not in this area here, but in the area back there closer to the lake. If you look at it on a map, we're about Lake Houston, which is a major irrigation reservoir, major drinking water reservoir for the city of Houston. Lake Houston is about 10 miles that way, and probably about 15 miles that way, if I had to guess. And probably about 5 miles that way is the San Jacinto River and Spring Creek that feed into Lake Houston. So that's, if you drop a pin on us on the map, the Old Humble Distilling Company, 19301 Continental Parkway, Humble, Texas, and zoom out, you'll see the river feeding into the lake and the lake over here on the side. And when I was a kid, I would go camping up towards the river because I could hike up there because it was undeveloped suburban areas. The scariest thing we come across would be snakes, armadillos, and homeless people, but we never actually came across homeless people. Oh, south of San Antonio. I know where the Bat Cave in San Antonio is, as a matter of fact. So, we're at the bottom of the barrel. All right, so what I do when we get to the bottom of this barrel, can you see me? Yeah, I just tip the barrel on the side to make sure that we're still pulling in the liquid. And then in about 2 minutes, it'll all be gone. So anyway, we used to go around these areas. I'd hike. I mean, there's trails leading all the way back to the river. And not just deer trails, but hunting trails, just general hunting trails in general. A lot of it was, a lot of it's utility easements and oil roads. Old roads that were cut by oil companies to go to old wells that have been abandoned. So the road's still there, but the wells are long gone, that sort of thing. But now we do national parks and state parks. And we go around and hike the natural beauties of our country. And get a little piece of history while we're at it. So of course, south of San Antonio, we've been to the Mission Trail. We've gotten our Junior Ranger badges from the Mission Trail. We've got our National Parks patches, our stamps rather. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous hike and drive between those missions. And I'll add, the National Park Service does a hell of a lot better job with the mission south of San Antonio than the Daughters of the Texas Republic do with the Alamo mission in San Antonio. You get a much better idea for the scale and scope of the mission and what the Alamo would have been by looking at the other missions south of the Alamo, because they're all basically carbon copies of each other. Now another thing that I do when I'm finishing the filtration in this barrel is I look and see what sediment is left behind. Because hopefully, if I've done my job right in the first 2 filtrations, there's not any sediment left behind in this 3rd filtration. That tells me, that'll inform me of how clean my whiskey is going to be coming out and whether or not I need to do another filtration run. Usually by the time I do the 3rd filtration, I don't have to do a 3rd run or a 4th run. And that, as they say, is that. All right. Take a look real quick. I'll show you a picture. Let me show you a picture real quick. Down here, it is a clean, the barrel, can you see that? The barrel is clean. There's no sediment left behind. There's no trash left in the bottom of the barrel. But that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. I want to see it clean. You got tapped by a rattlesnake? Sheesh. Rattlesnakes are assholes. Sorry, that's true. It's a fact. They're assholes. They're God's little assholes. Scurrying around here. There's a little baby rattle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want to do... How much did I say I was going to do? I was going to do 32, right? Going to do 32. So I'm going to do 16 cases now, which probably is going to be the rest of this barrel. And then I should get 16 cases out of that barrel too. I just need to move my bottles down a little bit, so I need to adjust my tech console right here. So if I'm reading this correctly, freaking awesome, that means you're a practicing physician. Oh, you don't believe in doctors when they say practicing physician. Personally, I like it when they at least admit that they're practicing. I think it was MC Hammer, or one of those dumb reality shows that he participated in. They were asking him about his faith or something, and he said something along the lines of, "We're not perfect. That's why we call it practicing Christians." And I was like, that was a really fucking good way of looking at things. As long as you're learning and continuing to grow, you're not a perfected anything. And I personally have a tremendous amount of respect for doctors who are willing to admit that they're still learning their craft. I don't want them practicing on, I don't want them learning their craft on me. I want the shit they find on me to be stuff they've seen before, and they'd be like, yeah, we know what this is. I don't want to be their experiment. Never gotten any comfort from a doctor looking at my chart and going, ooh, that's interesting. Like, no! It better not be interesting. It better be boring. It better be the 150th time you've seen that. You best be looking up in the elementary school books, being all like, yeah, this is how we do this. It's no problem. Aspirin. Bye. Although I am not one of those people who's crazy and says, like, that's why you don't go to the doctor. I didn't have cancer before I went to the doctor. When I went to the doctor, and bam, I got cancer. I've said that in jest, but not like seriously. Like when I had to get knee surgery. Like I didn't need knee surgery before I went to the doctor, but when I went to the doctor, I needed knee surgery. Fucking Mangala. Oh no, you are not slowing me down at all, freaking awesome. You're giving me something to talk to. This is about the pace that I work when I'm here. How long have I been on right now? It's 12:30. What have I been doing this for? About an hour and a half? About an hour. So I've been doing this for about an hour. Probably about 30 minutes worth of actual bottling. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, working on my 10th case. I usually do 10 cases, fill 10 cases in about an hour. So I'm right on target. You're not slowing me down at all. What have we talked about? We've talked about hope, choosing your own faith, hiking and camping, and the history of the past back here. There is a place back there. This area back here was used many times. Since it was a housing development that didn't come to fruition, since it was a housing area that didn't come to fruition, there was a 4-lane road right over here that was used for drag racing for years by high school kids. And also, there's a spot in the road just up the way. Okay, so right here where this road is, there's the 4-lane road that comes up, and there's a road that cuts across. And then a little bit further up, there's another road that cuts across. It's right in the middle of the road, in between 1960 here behind us and the Tascasita Road up ahead of us. That was the spot called the Crossroads because it was literally in the middle of this little development area. that's where the high school kids would go to have bonfires and off-grid parties that were not at people's houses. So really, they'd come up here with a six-pack of shitty beer and a bottle of Boone's Farm or something like that. You know, high school party. As a result of the various revelry activities back there was often a lot of wildfires in this area. The grasses would catch on fire, the moss would catch on fire. It wasn't big fires, but big enough to have, you know, fire trucks and cops and stuff. Big enough to be a nuisance. But also, homeless people would camp back here. In Texas, there are laws preventing people who have, there are laws preventing people who are on the sexual assault registry, the sex offender registry, from living in certain areas. Oh, hold on a second, my brother's gone. Yeah, what's up? Bottling straight whiskey. I do want some lunch. That sounds like a great idea. Come get me and take me somewhere. We're doing a little day in the life live stream, but it's a great excuse to shut it down for a couple hours and go eat. I'm gonna go eat lunch, guys. So yeah, come on by, pick me up. We'll go eat. Sounds good. All right, bye. All right. So anyway, the last time you saw a doctor was when you were 12. Jesus, man. Anyway, so there would be various homeless encampments here because there are certain places in Texas where you can't live if you are on the sex offenders registry, but you also can't leave the county. So there's, you know, dotted around the areas are tent. You know, you find them on the edge of the woods usually. They've been around forever. Not just in Austin. They've been around forever. But every once in a while there would be, in fact, since we've moved in here in the last year, we've seen a tent pop up and go back down, and pop up and go back down. But back in 1994, there was one particular lady who was a homeless person, a drug addict, as we understand her to have been, and either depressed and suicidal or just really, really high. And she zipped herself up in her sleeping bag, got too close to the fire, sleeping bag caught on fire, small grass fire ensued, she died in the conflagration. That's a spot that's just up that way, about maybe a quarter mile through the woods. Just up this way and off to the back this way. And that is the legend of Flaming Mary, as the kids would call her. It's a true story of a woman who lit herself on fire. The legend continues that on certain nights, on certain conditions, if you're walking back there, and it's this road back here, to our right, across the stream here, first road, take a left, go up into the community, cross the midway point, you move up towards Tassida Road. If the conditions are just right, you will see the glow in the distance through the trees of Flaming Mary's fire, of her last fire. I have never seen the glow through the trees. I've seen the spot. I know where it happened. but I've never actually seen the ghost story in real life. I've heard of it, but I also loudly and famously do not believe in ghosts. So there you go. The legend of Flamin' Mary, Hot Mary, different things that she's been called over the years. I just prefer to call it Mary's Fire. I've never seen it. The ghost story, at least, is Mary's Fire. I've never seen it. I think it was 1994, maybe 1996. And I was skeptical for a long time as to whether that thing actually happened. But I talked to a volunteer fire department, or volunteer fire worker from Atascocita out here, when they were at one of our parties, one of our events here at the distillery, and she confirmed. She's like, yep, I came to put that fire out. I was like, oh. So it's a real story. She's like, yep, it's a real story. Tragic, but real. And I was like, yeah, it's like a real person and shit. It sucks. Alright, anyway, sorry. Freaking awesome. I'm ignoring chat. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, the 10 cities. When I was a kid, I never noticed them, which is why I had no problem camping in the woods. My mom knew about him. She always freaked out every time I said, I'm going camping in the woods with my friends. And I shut the door and she was freaking out for like 3 days. I hope he doesn't get kidnapped by the crack addicts in the woods. Like, Mom, the only cracks they're addicted to are 13-year-old butts. I'll be fine. Alright, I'll do one more case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I might be able to get 4 more cases done before they get here. That's 12. Put 2 in front and 2 on the side. Let's see how many I can get done by the time we get here. I got 20 minutes, then I'm taking a break for lunch. Then I'm going to go home, and I've got computer work that needs to get done, office work that needs to get done. I've got to get some stuff prepped up for the Texas Whiskey Festival in May. I've got to enter my whiskeys for the competition. I've got to, all the glamorous shit that gets done behind the scenes at a distillery that y'all don't ever see because it looks like a guy sitting at a desk with his hat on backwards, if he even has a hat on. Sometimes I'm wearing pants. Usually I'm listening to the radio. The real glamorous work. Tomorrow, I will transfer the whiskey from that barrel to the other barrel. From that barrel to these barrels and begin the filtration process. And when I begin the filtration process, I will also begin the labeling process for these bottles. So when it's filtering, I'll seal. I'll put the little shrinky-dink seals on the bottles. And then begin the labeling of the bottles. But I should be able to get a couple of cases knocked out while they're on their way here. Set 20 minutes, which probably means 30 or 45. Now, in the spirit of full disclosure, I did one time, see evidence of a person living in my woods One time, I saw a fresh camp that had been abandoned within the previous couple of days. Because the fire was, well, within the previous 48 hours, yeah, a couple of days, because the fire was cold. The tent was still upright. The fire was cold. There was some, a little bit of trash around the campsite. So the person had been there. The person wasn't there that morning because the fire was at least 2 days old, because there was no heat in those coals at all. And if you've ever had a good campfire, you know the next day the ground is still hot on that campfire. The ground underneath the coals is still hot. So whoever it was had been there. Let's see, if it was Saturday, they had been there. If I was there Saturday morning, they had been there Thursday, but not Friday. Or at least the fire hadn't been there Friday. Okay. So that was the one and only time I'd ever seen any evidence of actual people in my woods. I'm all over the map, aren't I? Sorry. That's how it goes. Has this all been preparing laundry at this point? You've been preparing laundry for over an hour? I shouldn't laugh. That's pretty much how we roll too. We can prepare laundry for a couple of days because the kids bring down theirs first, then we add ours to the pile. Kids bring theirs down first. We add ours to the pile. Then we slowly begin the process of separating colors and darks and lights and whites. Quality control check. Oh. Shit's good. Damn. The fact that more people haven't gotten it is sad because y'all are missing out on awesomeness. On some absolutely awesome whiskey. You're missing out. And you're not hurting anybody but yourself. That's the important thing. So, here's the thing about, I'm going to do an update on our 100,000 views series, but here's the thing. Everything that I talked about doing last week, getting the shorts, adding the shorts to the strategy, doing all that stuff, I didn't do any of it. I got busy, I got tied up doing other things, more important things, and I just didn't get it done. So I don't really have much of an update to the series, other than, like I was saying before, we are doing well compared to February. February we had more videos, but as of the 28th of March, we are on par with February. We're doing good. We should beat February for no reason other than there's 31 days in March and 28 days in February. $3 trillion projects to finish. I'm going to go out on a limb freaking awesome. And guess that you will not finish those projects. Unless the projects are little projects. Because a trillion is a lot. It is a lot of projects. But that's basically my YouTube update. I am in the process of editing a short video from our happy hour, a standalone unhinged video from happy hour, 37 I think it was last week. Which would be my first upload, but keeping with the strategy of uploads should support your live shows. So, you know, if you have a theme, I prefer theme rather than niche. If you have a theme to your channel, all of your videos should point to that theme. So my theme is happy hours. So if I upload a short form upload, a 17-minute, 20-minute, 17-minute video, whatever. If I upload a video, it should point people to my happy hours. If I do a short video, it should be integrated in with my strategy of being a whiskey brand. You know, my strategy is as a whiskey brand, happy hours, we do good times, etc., etc. Yeah, that's what we do. We do the official whiskey of campfires and cookouts. That's what we are. That's what we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last 4. That's my brand. So my shorts should A, reflect that, and B, steer people to my other content. Otherwise, I'm just posting random crap. Like Twitter, which is basically random crap. That's basically what my Twitter feed is, random crap. Facebook, random crap. Well, Facebook at least steers people towards my events. I mean, I would really like it if YouTube could be my primary social media avenue in the future. There it is. 16 cases. Wow. And I could have, you know, a captive audience of whatever, 10,000 viewers a month, 10,000 views a month to see my videos. I guess if I'm doing 100,000 views a year, it would be 8,500 views a month. Anyway, Tara Smith's Kitchen is in the house. What's up? Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm going to talk about all that with the 500,000 subscriber, or not 500,000, the 100,000 views update. As far as watch hours, subscribers, watch time, source of views, all that stuff, that's coming on the next one. And there's some really good information that I've gotten. I'm going to close the door real quick. Some really good information that I've gotten over this last month, 2 months of watching closely. I have one more video I need to shoot while I'm here. Okay. All right. Let's take a quick look at this video. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually recording a short. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. This is a 15-second video, something like that. Good. 7 seconds. So I've got about 9 seconds worth of video, or 19 seconds worth of video. I'm recording a 60-second short that supports all of our stuff. So let's sit down. Let's talk. for just a couple of minutes because I'm going to have to get ready to go to lunch and then pack all this stuff up and head back to my main office. So I'll sit behind my bottles of whiskey. I'm going to pour myself a quick drink of our rye whiskey. There we go. I think they're on their way. I hear a car coming up the road. Anyway, so what I'm going to talk about on the 100,000 view update, the quest for 100,000 views update video, either later tonight or tomorrow morning, is what I've learned over the past 2 months. Excuse me. What I've learned over the past 2 months, how we're doing in implementing the stuff that I've learned over the past 2 months, and then literally where we go from here, what we do next. I feel like I've successfully replicated what we did in February, which was a very good month for the channel. Like one of the best months we've had for the channel. In fact, it was the second best month we've had for the channel. And this month should be as good or slightly better. Vanessa Kitty's in the house. Everybody's showing up now. I've been here for an hour now. Everybody's showing up. Just as I finished bottling all of this deliciousness. Cheers, Vanessa Kitty. But we Dobry Din. I don't know what Dobry Din is. But yeah, don't worry, I'm going to, I don't miss a meal. I mean, I don't miss my lunches. This is with my brother and my mom, so we're not missing this. But anyway, later tonight, I'll go live with another 100,000 view update. The stuff that I learned in April, the stuff that I learned in February was able to be replicated in March. But what's happening is I'm getting a lot of views, I'm getting a lot of watch time, but I'm getting a lot of unique viewers. I'm getting a shit ton of unique viewers. New viewers coming in, seeing us come across their feed, clicking on it, coming and visiting. We're getting a lot of watch time out of it. I'm going to pass 4,000 hours long before I pass 1,000 subscribers at the pace that I'm going right now. The pace that I'm going right now, well, they're here. I'll talk to y'all later tonight. Cheers. Salute. Hasta la vista.